Hello, welcome to Kartik Tech, and in this video we are gonna talk about our friend here called Qovery. Okay, so let's get started. So first of all, what is Qovery? Qovery is a, you can say, a system software as a service. So what it does is it lets you deploy your application to your AWS account. And what's the fun part is that it handles all the setting up connections, all that, while you just connect your AWS account to your Qovery account, and you can just simply click on deploy and your app will be deployed on your AWS server. That's it. And this service has been very cheap. And okay, the simplest way to deploy your application on AWS: push your code, Qovery handles the rest, as they say. And what's more, it's free for community. Yeah, free for community, and there are 8,000 plus developers from great companies trusting us, such as Datadog, Spandex, Vonage, Aircall, and Content Square. So, how does it work? So, first of all, you connect your AWS account, then connect your GitHub repository, and your and then click on deploy, and your app will be deployed on AWS. And preview environment: powerful. Run as many environments as you need to stay confident in releasing new features, bugs, and improvements. Fully integrated into Git. Use Qovery with GitHub, GitLab, Bitbucket. Push your code and Qovery care of. Deploying your applications hassle free, so you don't have to worry about anything else. It's all free for community. And what's more is building and integrating a fully operating operation development platform on AWS. So what previous companies had to do was hire an engineer who was experienced to handle AWS, or like cloud providers like Google Cloud and AWS, IBM Cloud, Oracle Cloud. They had to hire separate engineers and then pay them salaries to maintain them. But now with Query, what they can do is connect their AWS account and just click on deploy, and your app will be deployed. That's it. Integrate with your tools. Qovery is designed to be integrated with your existing technical stack, and it fits perfectly. You can integrate your tools from GitHub to your CI and your monitoring system. And these are the reviews by someone. K. Alexandrina is working on Elastic Search, I guess. I have been playing around with over the last week as IAS. Okay, infrastructure as a service, or PaaS, platform as a service, platform using Docker as deployment model, and a neat way to define your service belonging to an application via YAML. But this file is talking about is from V1, and in V2 there has been made a great changes, like they have upgraded their APIs and all that. Built for tech companies, scale and resilience. Built web interface. We can use the web interface like this one, or you can use the CLI. I haven't installed the CLI, and you export microservices. Project with multiple applications are supported natively by Qovery. Yeah, that's it. Built on top of AWS Qovery relies on the best services, database, VPC, and security provided by cloud providers like AWS. At the difference that Qovery takes care of all the complexity of this service. So what's the thing is that Qovery is like all these things like Heroku, Vercel, Netlify, and Terraform all in one package. Yeah, that's what Qovery is. So it's like you have your AWS account in your pocket. You just click on deploy, and your application will be deployed on your AWS account, and that's it. Quick starts. You can get the quick start from here. Ah, it opens the tutorials. Sorry. The guides. And yeah, one more thing. The docs are super updated right now. Like previously, last month they were not as much as upgraded as they were before. Now they are up to date. Yeah, up to date. And let's go to our community, and where is the roadmap? Okay, so these are all the roadmaps. Like AWS support AWS. Yeah, it does. Custom domain, you can add your custom domain, and you can add persistent storage to your applications. Oh, yeah. Deploy applications or your cloud provider account. Yeah, but for all these you have to contact the team to be able to deploy all these things. Key support DigitalOcean. Yeah, added successfully. In progress. The best thing is that the Scaleway is coming. Yeah, Scaleway. Okay, there are 12, and these are all the critical, how important it is to you. Nice to have, important, critical. You can also vote here which one you want. Under consideration, Docker Compose is coming. CDN for static access in backend apps. Support cron job, and alerting Slack notification. Rename a project. This one, people want this one. All these things are user preferred. Like user can come here and submit an idea, and if you have your confirm, these are all the planned. Support Bitbucket. Yeah, this will be coming in S120 starting off. Right now it's under heavy development. So let's get started. So you can click on that. Okay, let's go to our home page, qovery.com. You can click on deploy my application or login to get started, and click on sign up with GitHub. As you can see, I have 4 applications running right now, and all these are just for all these are working projects. So let's create a new project. Click on, you can configure your project. Once created, click on project name. We can say test project, and we can say tutorial project. Okay, name it whatever you want. Create an environment. We can call it master or whatever you want. I just call them masters. Add your first application name. We can say tutorial app, git repository, GitHub. Now it will ask you to which one you want. I'm going with this one. and you can say I have this one here. Boom bot. Okay, we don't have anything inside them. So these are the this is the okay. And one more thing, this is the previous that was I was talking about, like V1 version 1, Qovery version 1. This was needed inside of that one. You don't need this anymore. But right now the thing is, you can either use the build packs or the Docker file, and I'm using the Docker file to deploy my application of Qovery. Okay, and it's using Docker no, Docker node image, and all these are commands that will be run when installing it on our cloud provider or in the community provider account. And let's go to our, its name is master root application path. Yes, that's the one. So what's root application path is like, if you have a source directory and inside that direct on your boombot repository, and you have all your code inside the source directory, then you will say source. That's how it works. So but my are just inside the repository outside, so I can create now. It's coming soon. Okay, not implemented, I can see that. It's also coming soon. Contributors showing here, also coming soon. Okay, environment variables. You can add your runtime variables here that will be used during injected during build up, and you can check your app logs here, and the deployment logs will be shown here. Settings, you can increase this one to however you want. Current consumption, we can only get 512, and for community we can only use 512, and for this one we can use 0.5 CPU. Okay, so let me show you. This is the current consumption supported by the community plan. You can use 2x of these, like if you have 0.25 you can use 5 0.5 virtual CPUs and 1512 MB of RAM. That's it. You can add storage, you can add the port if your application is a server. Okay, and domain, you can add your custom domain, and you can add a database. I'll show you how to add database also. So let's get started, and our bot needs a variable called token. Let me see if that's the one. Okay, text.js. We need token. That's what we called it. And when I think that this is not the one. Okay, commands and utils. Oh, that was the one. You see, that was the one. I was talking about process.env.token. Yeah, that's one. And I can go to our, let's get a token for our Discord bot, and we can use this one. Bot copy and paste. You can select the okay, this is the scope of the environment token. It can be either a project, like all the applications can share, all the environments can share this one, and all the application inside the project will have access to this token. You can add environment, so in all the application inside a single environment will have the access to this token, and application, only this application will have access to this token. We can say create, and there is one more thing, and that is adding my YouTube API key. I'll need it. Okay, I can go to home, test, boomboard, variables, and I can just copy. Okay, and come back to my, sorry for that, I don't want to show you my, okay, where is, oh, here it is. Create, and what do we call it, YouTube API key. We can't copy it. YouTube API slash key, inside here application slash done. Now let's go to our application settings and choose Dockerfile. So lots of people are facing that their deployments are getting failed due to they are not, they can't see what, how to select Docker files. Like they do make a Docker file and upload it in their, push it to their Git repo, but they don't select this build mode. So select Docker file, and this is the Docker file path. If you have a Docker file inside another directory, like say slash source slash Docker file, that's how you specify the Docker file path for the Docker file if it's not inside the source direct. If it's inside another directory, like the directory name and that the Docker file name. So we can say Docker file, mine is just inside the code, and save. Application you cannot last less than 250 CP for an application. Okay, ignore settings, resource, done. Let's increase that. Okay, and Docker file, save that, and application updated successfully. Now we can just click on deploy, and application is deploying. Click here for logs. Okay, no logs at the event. Ah, that's that, that. Okay, to task left, and okay, it's working. Sending build context to Docker daemon. So if you are seeing this and you are like, what is happening? So the par community applications are deployed in a queue. Like if there are many users deploying, then you will have to wait for a worker, like our thread, for worker thread, or like service available. The queue should be clear soon, so we'll have to wait for a other task to be other users application to be deployed. Okay, it's installing app to get ground, add user slash create home user bombard. So this was how you deploy your application. Let's go and check if it's our bot is working. You can also join the Qovery team on the Discord server. I'll put the link in the description and ask here. Okay, and let's see if our bot is working. So do we have it here? Oh, we don't have it inside of here, and we have that one here. Okay, and let's see if it's being deployed successfully. You can see your build arguments like our application token YouTube API key and all that inside were not consumed. So image built. You can switch between the dark and light color here. Successfully built, and you can see the deployment progress here. We didn't add the prefix, did we? It's dot. The default prefix is a dot. Okay. Okay, it's done. Let's check our bot. And it's up and running. And let's see. Dot ping. Now you will see that the bot average ping is 22 ms. And this one is also hosted on Qovery. So yeah, and this one also has a prefix of dot. Like you can say listening to dot help, and when I say dot help, and both will show the commands, same commands. So yeah, our application has been deployed. So to add database, all you need to do is click on go to your environment and click on database and hello test database test db, select type, and all these are the all four. So like Postgres, MySQL, MongoDB, and Redis. You can select the version of the database you want, and test DB settings, test DB resources. Oh, and one more thing, the thing here is showing 10 MB, but it's a typo error. Yeah, the free plan gives you 10 GB of database storage, so it's a typo error. Okay, and click on deploy. Database has been deployed. Show logs. Test DB. When you are deploying your, and one more thing, when you are deploying your applications of Query, I will suggest creating a Docker file. Like this one is for advanced one. Boombot, like then you can add group, add user, and I don't see that. you can create Docker files, like you can run commands and install your dependencies, external dependencies, rather than like npm install. It will install all the dependencies required by the package. And you can also install other dependencies, like it's installing apt get update install python 3. It's installed the python 3. Okay, so okay, let's go, and it's been deployed. Okay, and now you can see your application gets, database has been deployed. So now what we can get here is the instances of RAM uses. It's high, quite high for nothing in the database. So you can get your and the master login is always root, and the master password will be this one. You can click here to copy, or you can click here to see the password, and this will be your database host and port number. Okay, and now one more thing, these are already inside the, these things have already been injected inside your applications. Like if you go to your application and go to environment variables, you can see that the query mongo default database name, default host, default post, that's the git commit id and git branch. You can see the git commit id is here also. Okay, so like default database name, default host, and default port all has already been injected in your application. You can see that database url is inside the secret variables, and password is here. So that's how you can inject your application with the database, and you can create aliases for that. Create alias, you can say database slash host, just like that. You don't have to, you can add these one, like if your application is using a database host. Okay, like if your application like we had created a token variable, like token variable, and if you created a database like url or anything, a simple like this one, like database host or post, and alias is created for those like this one, like it's so long, you didn't create its default name by the way, and you can create an alias by this name, and give your names, and it will be like use the value of that app, this one, and it will be same. So yeah, that you can do that one also. Secret variables, you can create aliases also. So yeah, these are the ones. You can create override, you can override the variable also. And yeah, so to add the storage, you will need you can add the storage before mount point slash, you can do that one also. You get an ssd, fast ssd with 10 GB of storage. But to add this persistence local storage, you have to do it before deploying your application, not when it's running. So when you create an application, you can add storage during that time. That's it for right now. And yeah, and one more thing, Qovery is based on like Qovery is Qovery application will be hosted in the US. So yeah, And if you are sitting in the other side of the planet and think that the connection is too long, that's because it's on the other side, and that's how you will get the delay in the response. Yeah, that's it for query. Thank you. And one more thing, if you want to check when you during sign up you get 45 credits, and you can check them using the APIs, like these APIs. And to check the credits, what you can do is go to your billing and get current cost, and like this one, copy, control C, okay, and open the postman or whatever or other alternatives you can use also. And here we will go to slash get. So this was the one. And you have to put your organization ID, and you can get this from, okay, and you can get this from here. This is your organization ID. Control V, current cost, and you will see we will get an error because we need an bearer token and JSON header. And to get this bearer token, we can do is click on test, inspect, go to our network tab and click on status. You will find a status request, and you can copy your token from here. And now if we click on send, you see I got my users credits, like total 1110 credits. So yeah, that's how you get use the API for like a bearer token. Okay, that's it. And soon these API endpoints will be integrated inside the console, like add-ons, settings coming. Yeah, these all are coming soon. And in the starting of September, they will accept entries to AWS account, and they will let you connect your AWS account in the V2 console. So yeah, it's going to be fun. And at the end of the September, you can the Scaleway integration will be in beta. Yeah, that's it for the video. And do subscribe, do share, and do like, and turn on the post notification on. That's it. Thank you. Thanks for watching.